Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. A handsome man still needs cultural swag. Cultural swag. Now, I'm going to explain what I mean by cultural swag, but I'm going to give you, start with an example, a story. I knew this guy, right? Now, this guy by what different dating coaches or people on here, even what I say, had everything that women, or at least a group of women, say they want in a man. All right, or even he even hit the black pill type of philosophy. Right now, people would call him a Tyrone. You know, people would call him a Tyrone, but if you look at his facial features, he was just like a brown-skinned Chad, right? Okay, so he had that. Dude was 6'2", 6'2", muscular. He definitely listened to Body Game. In fact, he had played college sports. He had played football in college. So he had all of that, right? So he had the face, he had the height, he had the muscular body, and he had dual degrees. He was a professional. He is a professional, in fact. You know, he is a professional. So, I mean, he checked all the boxes, even had some money. Like that whole looks, money, and status thing. I mean, he had it, right? Yet, and there was a particular social circle he was in. Most of the women called him a cornball. They called him corny. And yeah, they said he was attractive, but they were like, no. And people will say, well, wait a minute, women should be going crazy over him. Now, there were some women who did go crazy over him, but as I'm about to explain, that had to do with their social class. Now, the term cultural swag, and it's a term, people always heard the term swag and everything. And, some people see it as charisma. Some people see it as how a man is dressed. They might call it his drip, how he's look, his fit and everything. The cultural part comes in because what many men don't get, when women looking at a man, yes, looks matter, but that's just one equation. They also looking at his clothing style. They also looking at signs that indicate what social class he's in. Shout out Master Teacher BGS for talking about the octanes. That's about the social class. See, what a lot of people don't talk about in all of these relationship matters is social class. In fact, I've said this several times. That book I've talked about several times, Money Issues in Black Male-Female Relationships by the now ancestors George Sabiro. He said any discussion about relationships that does not include class is a joke. That's the big thing. Like, okay, like you got all these educated women, all these educated, got degreed women talking about they can't find a man on their level and everything. They can't find a man. That's a class issue. Because most of them could probably find a blue collar man who don't have a degree, but probably making more money than them. That's because women, they looking for that class. They looking for a man that they relate to. See, even that term hypergamy, technically, hypergamy means moving up in social class. Now, as a general thing, people have expanded it just to get the better man, and that's cool, but technically means moving up in social class. The reality, only a small percentage of women can actually do that. And those are the women who, if you're going to rate them by number, rate at least an 8. Rate at least an 8 on the mythical 10 scale. At least an 8. The other women, the overwhelming majority, over what? I'd say 98%, really 99%, they stick within their class. So when they looking at a man, they looking at indications that they are in the same social class. And in that context, the only way hypergamy is practiced is within the social class. Now, if somebody says, okay, they want the best man within their class, okay, yeah, they do. Their class. So, because I've seen this since I was younger. I've seen this when I was younger, because anybody who followed me a long time know. I spent the early part of my life in Southeast DC. And at the time, At the time, it's probably heavily gentrified now, but at the time it was a poor area. It was a rough area. But I spent time there. But then when I went to high school at Archbishop Carroll in DC, that was more about, that's when I was really exposed to more upper class people. And you start seeing a difference. You start seeing a difference in everything. There's a very big difference. Women, when they looking at a guy, they trying to see if he in the same social class, unless they specifically practicing true hypergamy. And even those women, they will dress to appeal to those higher class men, the ones who can truly practice, like Master Teacher BGS will call them 100 octane women. And indeed, even some sugar baby types and blatant gold diggers types and stuff. The rest of women, they stick within their class. So if you get a working class woman, she's looking for, yeah, she wants a handsome man or a man that's handsome to her, a body type that appeals to her, but also somebody who looks like he fit into her class. In fact, for those who remember when I was doing the, and will be doing, what date is this? Yeah. You know, I started doing the reviews of Insecure. Now, here's the thing with that. Here's the thing. In one of the earlier, if people remember the first and second season, when the character Lawrence was dealing with Tasha, the biggest issue between them was class. Now, she was trying to move up, but then when he was around her family and something, it was something totally different. See, most women, they look for men on their social class. So, okay, so I use that example of this man who, he had everything going on. The women, most of the women around him in this particular social circle, I ain't gonna get too deep about the particular one, they were like, oh, he a cornball and stuff. He a cornball. Because you will get situations like that, like a guy think, oh yeah, I'm real handsome and stuff. But they'll look at, you know, he might be around some lower class women, they looking for tats. They looking for like how he cutting his hair. They looking for a beard. He can't look too conservative, because they like, oh nah, he can't hang out with my family or something like that. Or they used to doing certain things, like they might be drinkers, smokers, you know, go play spades and everything. But this dude, you know what? He don't do all of that. He's handsome though, but he don't do all of that. But then you turn it around, you get some professional women. They see that guy and you know what? He got that suit on, he got that good look. He got the degrees, he's dressed like it. Oh, they losing their mind. But then you turn that around, you get some guys who look, you know, tatted all over, neck tats, all of that. They look more working class. The women's gonna turn up their nose. They might say, he cute. And they'll turn up their nose. And incidentally, I know some people will say, well, I've seen women like that with those type of guys. Ask the woman where she came from. Ask the woman where she came from. You know? Because, and even them, even some of them, like we would call them 92 climbers, 92 octanes. Shout out BGS once again, 92 octanes. You get some of the ones, some of those women who came from the hood and worked their way up into professional classes and all of that. Even they, yeah, they want that professional man, but they want that professional man with an edge, you know? And all of that's cultural swag. You gotta fit into whatever the social class is of that woman checking you out. Yeah, she can acknowledge how good you look. Shoot, she can acknowledge your body. Do you fit into her class? Or at least does she think you do? So when she's doing that, she's looking at a lot of stuff. See, understand, when women are looking at a man, they look at every little thing. They look at every little thing they can think of. And you know, that's the whole thing about it. They look at every little thing. If y'all hear my stomach rambling, it's early in the morning. Anyway, they look at every little thing. So they're looking at your shoes. Okay, well, they looking at his drip. They looking at his fit. How you wearing the pants? Like, okay, that's an example too. Like if you get some guy, like say, call him a church guy. He's all into the church and everything. In fact, I've mentioned this young lady that I'm real cool with, you know, She, if you don't look like you spending as much time in church as her, which means you need to look clean cut. She don't care how fine she don't care how handsome you are or whatever. See, that's the cultural swag. See, cultural swag means you got the swag for that particular subculture or social class that you're in. That's what it means. You know, you look like you fit into that class. Like, if you like in those poor areas, you got that look. And just to be clear, that goes across races. This goes across races. Where I live is a predominantly white area, but we have some people in some of the apartments, they more lower class. We got people who work at local stores and stuff, more lower class. There's a different look between them and some of the people who are like more upper class, 6 figures and everything up. It's a totally different look. Like in the white community, like, you know, people talking about that Chad and all of that. But with some of the women, because around here we got some women who might be in some of the apartments, some Section 8, and also some women, some young women who work at local grocery stores who are single moms. You know, that guy coming up looking too preppy and stuff, no tattoos. He don't have like kind of like that, you know, that beard or like that low haircut, something like that. The girls are gonna be like, whatever. Whatever, even though the dude probably looked like a fashion model because he don't look like he fits into their class. See, I'm gonna just tell you overall, people cannot ignore class. And I notice a lot of people don't talk about it. But only reason they don't talk about it, they don't experience it, or they think their world is the only world. But if you deal with different classes, you can see it right there. And so it's like, it depends. Like I'll tell a guy, if you a certain social class and you someplace where, you know, the women, you don't fit into it, well, you're gonna have to move, or at least find out where the women hanging out that are more your class. Seriously. Or, you know, it could be, I mean, it could get deep. Like in the black community, you got a lot of people, they on, you might call them woke or holistic. Some people call them hoteps and stuff. If you have some women on that, like they got their hair natural and all of that, they got the shea butter and all of that. Oh, if you want to appeal to those women as a black man, shit, even as a white man thinking he gonna cross over, oh, well, you better have a look. You better have that look. It's a certain look. You gotta have that cultural swag. And that's very important. That's very important, because just the reality. See, when men look at women, we just see the woman. We don't be thinking about her social class or anything like that, unless you one of those masters of the universe types. You're thinking about it, but most guys ain't thinking about it. You like, damn, she pretty, she got a fat ass or big breastises, right? That's what the man thinking about. You know, ain't thinking about a social class or anything. They ain't thinking about the woman. Oh yeah, she'll look at you and say, oh man, he cute, he handsome, he's all that. Oh wait, I don't see any tats on him. Oh shoot, those shoes, no. Oh shoot, that haircut corny as shit. How come he don't have a fade? You know, it's like, oh man, he don't have no earrings. Oh wait a minute, he got his pants pulled up all the way and they kind of loose. I'm serious, that's how deep it gets. They be looking at all of that. So I would say this though, even if you're a handsome man, you still gotta think about which group of women you're around. And you gotta look a certain way. You still gotta look a certain way, you know? You know, like I know this dude, and he actually developed some swag. Because he showed me some pictures of him when he was younger, and he just had a corny haircut. And, you know, he just had a corny haircut and everything. But then when he started switching up, when he got like that little fade, that's a white guy too. He got a nice little fade, let that facial hair grow, put some earrings in his ear. All of a sudden, women started paying attention to him. But it was the certain class of women that started paying attention to him. Now his face didn't really change at all, but he developed that certain cultural swag to appeal to certain women. So cultural swag, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. Like, and Master Teacher BGS picked this out about me. He picked it out early. He said Rom always changes his look or something. That's because being around several social classes, I already know. Like, and I ain't shared a IG pic of me at a higher class, upper middle class black event. Like, these were upper middle class black folks. Yeah, everything was shaved. In fact, I'll share a link to the pic with me and a upper class woman, Silver Fox. I'll share a link to the pic and just look at everything. It wasn't this look. I put it like that because I already knew. I said, hold up, I can't just walk in there, got the beard on, even a fade haircut. I said, hold up, I gotta walk in there a certain way. So boom, it's very important. So anyway, you gotta think about, do you fit into the class of women you want to get with? Now, if there's a certain class and like for whatever reason, it's like, okay, your look needs to look like you belong in that class. It's important. They're looking at all of that stuff. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Get back with y'all tomorrow. Peace and blessings.